Hi everyone, it's Carissa with Sprinkled with Glitter, and I am here with a card project for you. This is actually my project for the My Pink Stamper Design Team August post. So if you're visiting me from mypinkstamper.com, welcome. And if you're not, head on over to mypinkstamper.com and check out all the great designs over there. So I'm going to be using the School Days stamp set from My Pink Stamper, and I am going to create this little card project. This owl here is actually from the Paisley Cricut cartridge. I have parts of him assembled just to save time, and he is cut at 2.75 inches. So just to give you an idea. And then I have this branch cut out. This is from the Hoot and Holler cartridge, and this is also actually cut at 2.75. The way that I arrived at this measurement though was actually I knew how big I wanted my card to be, so I used the fit to length feature on my Cricut expression to cut it at a length of 5 inches, which made it 2 3/4 inches tall. So, and the last Cricut cut that I have on this card is the cloud, and it's from Create a Critter, and it's cut at 2.0 inches. And you can see that it goes with my cloud paper here. This cloud paper I actually printed on my Cricut Imagine, and what I like to do on my Imagine sometimes is create about 5.2 or 5.3 inch squares and flood fill them, and so I can get about 4 on a page, and then I use them, you know, as like you would have a 6x6 pad, but you know, it's a little bit smaller, but it's generally a good size that I can cut down and make work for my card projects. And this is actually, I believe this is from the Hopscotch cartridge, but I can't remember. I'll be sure that I post it on my blog so that you have that information. But let's get started. My base of my card is actually 5 by 5 inch square, and I have Stampin' Up! Crumb Cake cardstock. And then this is a Stampin' Up! Early Espresso patterned paper, and it is cut at 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by rounding the corner of all of these pieces of paper. And this is the We Are Memory Keepers Corner Chomper. So I have my corners rounded on those two pieces, but before I can do this, because obviously this is another layer but it's bigger, I need to cut it down. So I'm just going to cut that to, let's see, 4 5/8 by 4 5/8, and that makes it a 1/4 inch smaller than my espresso piece. So 4 5/8, 4 5/8. And then I can round the corners of that. Okay, so now I have all the base pieces of my card cut to the correct sizes and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together. This card's actually not going to have any ribbon on it, so I can go ahead and put my layers down. And then I think before I actually adhere this down, even though it's a patterned paper, I'm going to run it with through my Big Shot with a Cuttlebug folder and give it some more texture. It's actually a textured cardstock that I printed it on anyway, but I thought this would give it even more texture. Okay, so here is my piece of paper, and I actually debossed it. I kind of did that on accident, but it's okay with me. And the folder wasn't large enough to fit the entire piece, but that's okay because I'm going to create some separation with this branch on this card anyway, so that will kind of cover my seam, and it kind of, I don't know, makes it cool with me. But I use this kind of swirly Cuttlebug folder for that. So now I can go ahead and adhere this down. All right, so I have that piece of paper, and I kind of like it with the clouds because it makes it look like there's movement with wind and that sort of thing. But what I can do is I have this branch ready to go on right here. So I'm gonna just put that along the line that I created, maybe about right there. And I already have dimensional adhesive on it, And when I assembled it, I used dimensional adhesive to adhere the leaves as well. Okay, so I have my branch on there. And what I can do, I'm going to start working on my owl. And the reason I didn't put him all the way together is because I'm going to add some pen work to him just to kind of make him stand out. So I'm going to start by making dashed lines or doing faux stitching around the outside of his body here. Okay, so I have that part done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the fine tip point and go around his eyes right here. And then I'm going to go around this orange part. Okay, now I'm going to take some dimensional adhesive and I have it kind of cut into little pieces. I am going to pop his eyes out. Pop them up, not out. Sometimes when I have the dark on the dark, I like to pull in a lighter piece of paper so that I can kind of see my edges. Okay, and he's ready to go on the front of my card. All right, it's time for my sentiment, and that's where this little cloud from the Create a Critter cartridge comes in. It's cut at 2 inches, and I am going to use this stamp from the My Pink Stamper School Days stamp set, and it says Wise Guy. And I am going to stamp it right in the middle of this little cloud here. Perfect. And then I am going to bring in my pen here and I'm going to do dots around this cloud. Okay, now this is ready to go on my card and I am going to use dimensionals to put this on. I'm going to put that right there, and then since I covered up some of those dots, I'm just going to go around his little wing here, put a few more dots just to kind of set that off, and it's a little crooked, so I'm going to fix that right now. There we go, and then just for some final touches, some kind of fun dimension, I'm going to use this Viva Decor Pearl pen in Kiwi. And I am just going to put little dots of this, and it kind of makes like these little raised pearly looking things. And I'm going to do that there on the little bird or on the owl. And then I'm going to go around the edge of these leaves. Okay, so here is my finished project. I hope you really enjoyed it. I thought this would be perfect for maybe a man in your life who's getting a little older, or even for a graduate. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.